Cosmoverse, good morning, fantastic, 9:30, super. And these people here in the audience are the hero because waking up after all the party last night, so very good, thank you. So today I'm gonna really, it's going to be an interesting start because I'm gonna announce three very important things. The talk is about Cosmos hosted wallet for the rest of the non-crypto world, so something that will absolutely change the inclusion and the possibility to get more people into Cosmos. But first, before talking about this product, I want to have like a little bit of update on Commercio network. So today we're like complete, feature complete. We started the development in 2018, and we basically completed what we wrote in the white paper, so that's good. And today I want to announce that we're like joining the IBC gang. So after 4 years, after 4 long years, yes, thank you. By probably the end of this weekend, we're gonna like join the interchain. This is like absolutely very important. I think that slide has like some applicación desactivada. No, I don't know. Anyway, doesn't matter because I know my slides, so I can talk. You know, we're like. Commercio network is basically a legally binding blockchain. So we created this blockchain that uses a technology and has implemented the European standard for digital documents. So whenever you create a document in Commercio network, okay, the document is legally binding. So it's the same as a piece of paper. Okay, so let me go back. Okay. And to do that, we have to reverse engineer like a lot of like legislation, and we created a legally binding blockchain. What are the features and the things that make possible to create a legally binding document inside of a blockchain? The first one is very important because it's the identity. So in 2018, we were the first blockchain that started developing the self-sovereign identity. Now everybody talks about self-sovereign identity, but we did it first, and was, of course, thanks to an amazing person, which is Egidio Casati from Vectis DAO, and you know, I want to thank him publicly. Go check his project because he's like the one that inspired us to do the self-sovereign identity. It's the WC3 standard, so you know, we're DIDCOM, okay, it's like .com, we're like DIDCOM, and it's very important because it's a standard and everybody should use it, and it's the same people that brought us HTTP, they also brought us DID. So you need really to think about, I mean, if you like HTTP, you should take a look also at DID. The second part is the signature. So basically we do like a signature that is the same as paper. So you do an electronic signature, and you know, in the United States it's very easy because you have common law. So things like DocuSign and can happen. But in Europe it's not the same. You need to have a specific legislation to make a signature legally binding. And that's what we did in Commercio. So we're like, did that. The third part is to seal the deal. So whenever you have like a document signed, you need to basically create a transaction, say, I deliver to you, so that's the delivery. And you have like a time stamping of this thing, of this contract exchange. Another very important module that we build is the KYC. Why? Because the world is changing and crypto is becoming more regulated. So every time you have like tokens in your wallet, especially if it's hosted, you need to have anti-money laundering. There's no way around it, so we build it. So we build it inside of our chain. And last, probably the most important thing, it's the mint contract, which is basically let anybody to create tokens and you know, fungible, non-fungible, that basically contains not cats, not apes, but legally binding contracts. So we create NFT that basically has a legally binding contract, and inside of this NFT, whenever I give to you the NFT, I will relinquish the rights of the asset which is underwritten inside of the NFT. So this is called, that's our target application, And we are like doing real-world asset tokenization. So basically, it's called RealFi. We gave this name RealFi because you can like tokenize real things that exist in real life. You make liquidity out of it. So what is RealFi? RealFi is basically a $6 trillion market. $16 trillion market in the next 10 years. So basically you tokenize, you take an asset which is not liquid and you make it liquid. Think about like a Parmesan cheese wheel or an invoice, a debt, anything that is real life, you can tokenize it and make it and do it, put it in a DEX or an exchange. And it's a lot of growth there. So we reach a huge traction so far. We quietly assemble an ecosystem of 90 plus developers and applications. So we didn't like do much of marketing, but we focus on the developers. So we are like probably one of the biggest ecosystem right now in Cosmo because we have 90 companies that have they're like developing with Commercio Network, and every member is a validator because we want them to have skin in the game. So each one is also a validator. We're like 100% self-funded. We didn't do any ICO, we didn't put any token out, only for the validators. And all of them, most of them, let's say, they're doing like a RealFi solution. And we're 100% Cosmos. Used to be a very big Ethereum. I went to DevCon 1, okay? But in 2018, I met Ethan and Jay, and I knew this was the future, because I knew there was going to be absolutely horizontal scalability. So stop, I throw away everything we did with Ethereum. We started in 2018. Actually, with Ricardo, Leonardo, and all the group, in 2018, we built the first blockchain in Commercio. It was even before the Cosmos Hub. Can you believe it? But we focus always into our, in our market. And, after a few years, also, we are like, the community asked to list the token, and we're going to do it on Osmosis later this year. I don't know exactly the date. I don't know. There's a hint, but I don't know. But definitely later this year, there's going to be a token there. But, with this huge growth also, it's not like been easy. Every overnight success takes like 4 years in the making, they say. That's our case. For 3 years, we couldn't get our developers to do development. So we have like all these people, and they just would not do anything. They're not like develop. Why? Because the problem that, unfortunately, when you do an application, you need to think about the user. Why? Because, users tend to ignore, application that ignore users. That's it. You need to focus on the user. If you don't focus on the user, you're not going to have success in this field or any field. So what was the main blocking thing? The wallet. The wallet. The wallet is like the #1 blocking thing. Why? Because the user experience, not there, not possible. Fantastic for crypto-savvy people. We love to have our 24 words, the ledger, it's cool, and we feel cool, but not gonna work for the average person, because the average person, so 0.1%, fantastic. Ledger, Kepler, MetaMask, huge. Yeah, we love it, yeah. The 99.9%, no. Why? Because they will forget, write badly, so they just miswrite the 24 words and lose it forever. Or maybe just give the 24 words to somebody that in Telegram they ask for advice and they provide free assistance, and they just give them the 24 words, and that's happened every day. So we had to absolutely rethink about the wallet. That's what we did. We created a new wallet, a hosted wallet, something that you can do one thing which is crucial, which is password forgot. I forgot my password. This is like something new that never happened before. Like a system that you log in, you register, and then if you lose the password, you forgot your password, you get your password back. So it took a few years to make it. It's not perfect. but we did it. And today I'm going to announce the Cosmos hosted wallet appliance. It's basically, it's a hosted wallet is like something which is compliant with all the cool fintech standards like PCI, DCI, and is made of 4 components. It's hardware and software. The hardware part is a HSM, which think about it as like a big, huge Ledger Nano. Instead of a Ledger Nano, it's like very expensive and it handles millions of wallets and are all stored inside. So a private key cannot be extracted. The other one is the OpenID Connect part, which basically lets anybody register, log in, social login, just like sign in with Twitter, okay? And most important, password forgot. That's it. And the Cosmos, this application, this Cosmos hosted wallet, can interact with another component, which is like a Kubernetes component, can interact with any Cosmos basically blockchain. Everything in the interchain can like work with it. And the most important part is this Cosmos appliance provides API. So we can trick enterprise developers into developing in Web3, make them think it is Web2. So it's a crazy thing. So we implemented all the commercial network, of course, basic, and as today, we started implementing osmosis zone. So this is crazy. Why? Because basically we have the first thing in the world, I think this is the first time in the world, where you have like an hosted wallet version of a DEX. So anyone can like register, start using osmosis without any hosted wallet. So you just register, log in, and you can use, of course, osmosis. This is absolutely crazy. It's a DEX with like a hosted wallet. And you know, if you guys, anybody that develops on Cosmos, if they want us to implement their chain, just like write us info@Commercio, and you know, we'll try to implement your chain features. Okay. We want Cosmos to be everywhere. We created a hosted wallet UX that just works flawlessly and it's available to everyone. Okay, so that's it. Hold on. Sorry. There's breaking news. Breaking news. Oh, the breaking news. There's CNN breaking news. Now we have like a new RealFi application developed on Cosmos. And the breaking news, the world says that Namirial, which is one of the market leaders in decentralized trust, they're like a trust service provider. Okay, they have embraced a decentralized trust commercial network blockchain. Wow, as their core technology. Not like, you know, a marketing gimmick to say they're cool. No, they actually did it. And what is this RealFi app? It's called ClickWrap. What is ClickWrap? It's a solution that gather consent. Gather consent, for example, every time you like click on a term of service or privacy, you say, I agree, okay? Namirial ClickWrap just like captures that and allows any company or organization to what? To sign agreements just by clicking the button. And you can like generate an audit trail, which is a document that has all the information about the clicking, okay? And this is online binding, so you can have like a legally binding. And this is the third thing that you can do is that you allow your legal department of the company, okay, to self-manage their documents, legal documents, so they don't have to call every time the webmaster to do. They're just independent. And solves 4 major problems, okay, which is basically, one is the notarization of the consent. So you have like a digital notary, el notaio, okay, that basically signs the document that you have clicked. And this is major because you have like also the integrity of the document, which is like timestamp, and you can prove it that existed at that specific time. And of course, you can have inside of ClickWrap the long-term archival, so you store for the minimum 10 years that is required, and the document that he signed or she signed, and the audit trail that's been basically done. And the last part, which is very important, ClickWrap lets you generate a distribution package, which is basically, if you go to court, you have this legally binding document that any judge in Europe or in the world cannot dismiss, because it's legally binding. That's why we do it. And that's why the Mirial choose Commercio Network as their blockchain of choice. So very, very interesting. So what does this mean for Cosmos and Commercio Network? Okay. So, you know, you have to face it. We need a lot of organic transaction into the blockchain, because you can have a product value by FOMO, which is good. You know, you think about this project will go on, okay, and become successful. But the most, I think, this important, let's say, meter of the value of a project, blockchain project, for me, it's the transactions and the unique users. These, for me, are the number two. And what happens with Namiria now doing this click wrap thing in our chain and Cosmos ecosystem? Basically, the transaction, the projected transaction for click, I mean, guys, you face it. Every day you kind of like click, I agree. So you know what I'm talking about, okay? So it's a lot of transaction. We're talking about 1.5 billion in 2019, and it's projected 15 billion in 2025. It's 10x big. And the last thing is very important is the unique users, okay? So behind every signature, okay, there is a user, there is a wallet that signs. So Namirial is present in 75 countries. It's a huge company and has like 100 strategic partners that develop with their technology, that is done with our technology, that is done with Cosmos technology. So this is like, you know where I'm going? It's a chain, okay? And not blockchain, it's a chain of actually people like using really the blockchain. So Namiria has like all these strategic partners, but most important, it has 5 million users, active users. Okay, so this means that if Namiria will like expand as they said they will, okay, they will bring to Commercio and to Cosmos a lot of new users. Not crypto users, but regular users. And this is very important because I think that I'm not sure there are in Cosmos as many people yet. So probably we're gonna like potentially bring more users to Cosmos than there currently are. Only one company. That's Namirial. And if you like the click wrap thing, okay, please write to d.coletto@namiria.com if you want to talk with him, if you want to implement, if you want to understand how things. And you know, I think that is very important because this is like a RealFi application. Okay, I know there's ReFi, and that's one thing. We are like RealFi, so bringing the blockchain to the real life, bringing the blockchain to people, to the 99% of the world, and using the blockchain to solve real life problems with a lot of transactions, organic transactions, and a lot of new people that never ever thought about using the blockchain, and probably never will, because they don't know that's the blockchain, because it's a technology, but it's cool. You know, the technology is also good when it's not known that they're using it. So the blockchain technology is something, it's enabling technology. It's not should be like the center. It's something that allows to do things that you were not able to do before. This is very important change of mindset. So we're like, Commercio Network is in the absolutely focus of this statement. We wanted to really bring real life application. We don't want, we love DeFi, we love everything about DeFi. I'm like early adopters of everything, early adopter of Bitcoin. I used to mine Bitcoin with my CPU. So I was like in the blockchain business before it was called blockchain. But now, actually, I think that it's time, and only with Cosmos can be done, because it has the horizontal scalability. So Cosmos is the best of the best of the best. And everybody in the enterprise world can use the Cosmos hosted wallet to develop without any fuss, any problem. So that's a final thought. Namirial is one of 90 plus commercial members, companies that are developing. And imagine what the role of the .com token can play in bringing users into the Cosmos ecosystem. Time's up. Thank you very much. Ciao, ciao. Bye-bye.